Hello, good evening, welcome to Rangers Radio. Myself, Ox, here on the show is Bridgeman and Linda. Evening, boys and girls.
Evening, Oxgen. Evening, Bridgeman. Evening, everyone. I hope you're all keeping well.
Well, Linda, I hope you're all right. Yeah, I can imagine that somebody's on mute and he's talking to himself.
I'm just making myself comfortable here. Yeah. Can I just say a huge good evening to you guys, and thank you, Linda, for letting me partner here on this show. A big good evening to the guys in the lobby, and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. As you can tell by my voice, I'm very excited, very excited. So everybody, welcome to Rangers Radio.
Well, I read out the text from Mrs. Bridge. Well, I read it out, Bridge.
Don't.
No.
I'm a wimp of a man.
You think I will let the world know, yeah? No? Nah, I won't know. No.
Go for it.
All right, okay. Mrs. Bridge texts me today and says, is there any chance you can come and get us a day, Ox?
Poor Bridge.
Oh dear. I can imagine, Linda, that at 7:30 this morning when he was getting his toasted marmalade with his croissants and his espresso, he would have been singing and the poor woman just couldn't take any merit. I imagine that would be the case.
Oh, absolutely. The blue sea of Ibrox.
A loyal Ulster man. I was getting belted out.
The poor woman's just got a daily espresso. She's getting ready for this woman and he's bouncing about sick.
That's exactly what I was doing. Unbelievable, by the way. She says to me, can you sing in better than that dirge? How can you say that about the blue sea of Ibrox, you know?
I've been looking into it. I've never really looked into it, but I put the woman forward for an honour.
She deserves it.
Oh, Linda, I never expected you to be against me like that.
Sorry, Bridge.
It's been
we
fun.
can see Bridge is excited. The last time he was this excited, well, I don't want to say it, but anyway, Linda, the nerves are kicking in, and you've been watching some movies on the telly in the afternoon as well. That's another
yes. Movies.
Yeah, what's this about?
Legitimate movies.
All right, okay.
Oh no, it's just all the wee sort of clips on social media about how we've got to the semi-finals and looking back all the goals, etc. Just unbelievable, Ox, and it's goosebumps material. It really is.
Yeah. I must admit, I'm feeling it. I'm usually quite calm, but I was speaking to some of the lads today quickly, and it's I don't usually get this sort of feeling to the game start, but I think it's a massive game, Linda. It's just one of the biggest ever, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I just think we probably didn't think we would get to a semi-final of European competition again, Ox, and it's not being pessimistic, it's just how...
Linda, 9 years ago on this day, a bonus prize for each of you, 9 years ago today, who were we playing?
Oh, next to Falkirk, Linda. Next to Falkirk.
Yes.
East Stirlingshire.
Was it 4-2 we won?
4-2 away, yes.
Yeah.
In the third division, Division 3.
Yeah.
So put it in context. 9 years later, there's 12 teams left in Europe, and we're one of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely incredible, and that it's twofold, isn't it? It's where we've been and what we've come through, and it's also the fact that I don't think the European competitions, Ox, are set up for clubs like Rangers. Now, we are a big club, we know that, but it's with the financial clout, etc., that we don't have in comparison to other teams. I don't think it's set up for teams like us to get to this stage. And that's just my honest opinion of it. So, as I say, it's twofold. It's that, plus it's where we've been. It's a remarkable achievement, and whatever happens, Ox and Bridge, I don't know if you agree, these guys have done us proud. They really have, to get even this far.
Yeah, Bridgeman.
Yeah, I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon getting this far. Absolutely, 100%. And I believe sincerely that this team, because they've got when they're in and get into that wee bit zone that the players can get into as a team. When you're in the zone, you start to find your man, the man finds you, and so on and so forth. These things can happen, and it can be great. It can be absolutely fantastic. And I think that's the area where Rangers are now. They can start to play football in Europe. And also when they're under pressure, they seem to come up with the answers. Three seasons ago, we did get beat a couple of times. But as it goes on and on and on, you don't give in. You just keep going, and it's great. It's just by the way, the team's magic. I was at Ibrox. I went to Ibrox today. My wife was in the hospital getting a wee procedure done, and I took a drive up to Ibrox and sat and parked the car, looking into the new Edmondson house, and I'm going, hurry up, you! I want to get a corner for the bistro. Stone mad, isn't it? Just stone mad.
Oh, I tell you what, that woman's got a lot to put up with. No wonder she wanted me to come and get her. She's got that on her mind today. He's singing like a madman. Anyway. But it's exciting times, Bridgeman, and look, I'm in the camp that I think if we're in the tie, we've got a great chance. If we win the game, and win a game at Ibrox, and it goes to penalty kicks, I'd be nerve-wracking, Linda, but I would think I would take that this now if you gave me that scenario.
Yeah, definitely, Ox. I just think, as Bridge said earlier, this game tomorrow night, as we've said in the away game in terms of Braga and Dortmund, just keep us in the tie, Rangers. And they managed to do that. And as we know, if we get back to Ibrox with a chance of going through, the atmosphere has been unbelievable there. Everybody's talking about it. In terms of what across Europe, what Ibrox is like as a stadium on these European nights. But if that went to penalties, I can guarantee you that I wouldn't be watching. I don't think I could watch that, Ox. I don't think my heart could take that. But I would take it right now if you offered us it, yes.
Just if you can just imagine how the tension builds up and so on and so forth. You're sitting at Ibrox, and you've got this mob back, and you're going to play penalties, and it's the last kick. Rangers have got the last penalty to get us a win, and my God Almighty, just imagine what would happen. Ibrox would fall apart. The din would just be incredible, and Scottish football would fall apart. Scottish football would fall apart.
It's ready. It's falling apart, Bridge, but just some people can't see it. But we're not interested in that. We're only interested in Marine Club at this moment in time, Linda, and it's all about the Rangers, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. And if the rest of Scotland isn't getting excited about it, we don't really care. I was watching the penalties from when we got through to the final, when we went to Manchester, and when Nacho Novo scoring the final penalty, and I think you guys had touched on it as well, the commentator, how excited he was, and brace yourself, Manchester Rangers are coming. So you can't help just thinking about what you felt like back then, when we got there and how unbelievable it was. But no, it's really exciting, and I know we haven't had the best of league campaign. I know that, when we've got to just park that now and just enjoy the fact that we're in the semi-final of a European competition, I think.
Yeah. All the focus is on tomorrow night, and then we'll see where it takes us. Got a chance of making history, Bridge, yeah?
Oh, I know. Like I think that every single Rangers fan is listening in, and I'm including ourselves in this. It's just the excitement's tingling away. It's tingling away. And everybody's scared, hoping everything goes all right. I've got a wee bit of fear. And my goodness gracious, it's not just fabulous to be here. Just fabulous to be here and take part. And don't let yourself down. That's all I ask. Don't let yourself down. Come on, Rangers. Sorry.
Well said, Bridge.
Don't mad, innit? I can't help it. I've sailed the wild Atlantic, crossed the broad Pacific shore. I've sailed around the stormy capes, the 40s. That's a brilliant number as well, isn't it? Fantastic. Come on, Rangers!
I'll just be like this afternoon for you if you don't watch. You'll be getting put to your bed shortly.
Sorry for interrupting the show, folks.
We enjoyed that, didn't we, Ox?
If it's all right, we used to. We'll hear through our gaffer, Giovanni van Bronckhorst. Give him a chance to have a custard cream and a drink of tea in Camden. and then we'll open the phone lines.
Oh, my God.
Fantastic.
And if you look in the corner, there's a packet of gypsy creams as well, Bridge. I know you quite like them. Let's hear through our gaffer, Giovanni van Bronckhorst.
Team news for tomorrow. Can you give us an update, a squad update? Who's available? Who's going to be missing?
Well, we came up well after the game in the weekend, so we have no new injuries. So we still have the squad available, which we had also against Motherwell. Of course, the injured players are still injured, and so no fresh injuries from the last weekend.
Giovanni, I don't expect that you'll give us your starting 11 24 hours before the game, but with Alfredo Morelos and Kemar Roof out for this one, just how big a decision do you have in your selection in the final third?
Well, not a big decision. I mean, it's they're not available, so I always watch the opponent, which players we have available, and make my plan for the game. So we showed on Sunday, the players who are still in the team can perform as well. We need a big performance tomorrow, and so no big decision. I'm just make sure you choose the right the game plan and the players perform well.
On a slightly different matter, is there any update on Connor Goldson's contract situation? Have you spoken to Connor about the future and what potentially lies ahead for him?
No, there's no new in the update. No news. I mean, it's I think we're working in the last weeks of the season, and we are fully focused on performing on the pitch. So no new news.
Giovanni, you say that you've got no new injuries, but can I just check, is everyone available to travel to Germany? There were some suggestions that maybe Fashion Sakala couldn't travel.
No, we are going with a big plane with a lot of players, a lot of staff. So no, he's travelling.
In these European first legs, so far in the knockout stages, we've seen a couple of different approaches, pretty attacking in Dortmund, more conservative in Braga. Will the injuries in the forward line maybe make us have to be a little bit more defensive tomorrow? Or are you confident that the forward players you pick, we can still attack and still try and take the game on the front foot?
Well, it depends of the game. Of course, you want to attack, you want to create chances. I think we've shown that in all the games we've had, also away from home. So it's just make sure you do the right thing at the right moment, and I'm sure we will have moments where we are defending, but we have to also wait for moments where we can attack and create dangerous chances to score. So I think it's a semi-final of the Europa League, so the level is high. The level which needed is also high. So we have to prepare well and make sure we have a good result to take back to us to Ibrox for next week.
Hi, Gio. When you see UEFA talking about ticket allocations for the final and fans already kind of booking flights and hotels just in case, does that kind of underline exactly how far and how close you are to getting there and kind of add to the excitement of this match this week?
It is. Of course, it's exciting. I mean, playing a semi-final is exciting. Reaching the final, of course, it's very exciting. But still, you have to overcome the semi-final. We watched Leipzig play a lot of times. We are preparing well for the game, but of course, you know and you feel you're coming closer to the final. But in the end, it's still 2 games to be played, and we're going to play against a tough opponent. But we will do everything we can, give 100% in both legs to be in the final next week.
You've obviously played in European finals, World Cup final, but as a challenge, as a manager, and the responsibility, does this feel different for you from any of those big occasions you played as a player rather than as a coach?
Well, of course, it feels different because you're a coach, you're responsible for the team. But what I had as a player, I also have as a coach. You just have to concentrate on the preparation of games, and you have to block all the media. You have to block all the pressure you get from outside to win these legs, and just concentrate on your preparations and your performance. And I think that's what the players also have to do. Just make sure we prepare well as normal, and once the whistle goes, go into the game and give everything you have on the pitch, and make sure you have a good result. So in that aspect, for me, that's no difference.
The Hungarian defender Orban at RB said that after 4 games in 10 days, Leipzig were mentally and physically exhausted. Is that something you put on the dressing room wall, or do you put it down to mind games?
No, we just concentrate on our own game. We also play many games the last weeks, so I think for everyone still involved in Europe, in all the competition, it's quite demanding on the squad, mentally, physically. So in that case, it's for all of us. But we just have to make sure we are, doing well ourselves, and prepare, the way we want to play. Against Leipzig, I think that's, for me at the moment, that's more important than what other players or teams feel.
As there are 7,000 to 8,000 Rangers fans expected to travel to Leipzig, do you think this could be like an important factor in an away game?
Well, it's always a factor when you have a lot of fans traveling with you. We've had that the whole season when we play abroad. The fan base who travel with us is amazing. Of course, it feels playing a little bit like home when you're away. And as you asked for Leipzig, I think it's a very strong team, a very attacking team with very a lot of pace up front with the strikers. I think it's a very well-organized team, as we've seen also against the games they play against Atalanta in the league as well. So, we have to prepare well, because we're going to play against a very strong team. And, that's obviously when you play in the semi-final, any team you play is strong. So we just have to prepare well.
Generally speaking, people don't expect Scottish clubs to get to the latter stages of European competitions. I mean, should your team take huge confidence? Should they believe in themselves now and what they can do in this competition?
Well, we of course we have the belief. If you are still involved now in Europe, and in the semi-final, and you see the run we've had in Europe, it's been very very good. But then again, you need a good performance as well today. Tomorrow and next week, but the confidence is there. But also, I think we know that we have to perform again, and everything we achieved in the past doesn't count against Leipzig, and we're just preparing well for these 2 games. And I'm very confident in my team, and I'm sure we can get good performances in and make a chance to reach the final.
Morning, Gio.
Morning.
I'm just wondering if you could give us a little bit of an insight in what it would actually just mean to you to lead this team to the European final. I mean, you're obviously in your first season back at the club. Can you just give us a little bit of insight in that, what it would actually mean to you personally?
Well, personally, that's what you want. You came in November with my staff. I think we had to start straight away without any preparations. But as I said before, I think we both reacted well. Not only my staff and the staff who were already here, but also the players. And we have to do it all together. Of course, I'm the manager and I will lead the team. But I'm just very proud of the players, what they are performing in difficult circumstances against difficult opponents. And we're now in the final weeks of the season, and we just give everything we can to be successful in Europe. And that's what you want, being involved in Europe at this stage and play big games.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
All right, I don't know who's making the noise, but stop it. Right, okay. The young Bears that won up in the Scottish Youth Cup final, 1-0 up against the Hearts. Go on the Bears. Go on the Bears.
Brilliant.
Right. Okay. Listen, one thing stuck out in that interview. It's the usual questions, most of them the usual, and I get it, cliches. Once again, I think it was for somebody for the press. I didn't recognise the name. Where does the goals in question come from, Linda? What is that all about in the pre-match interview up in a semi-final of the European trophy? We can see right through them, can't we?
Oh, really quite incredible. And it was only like 3 questions in. It's not even as if it's at the end, Ox, and maybe all the questions have been asked and he's trying to think of something to ask Gio. But however, to do that so early, as if he's even going to answer it, I think you're right. That beggars belief. It really does. Unbelievable.
Beggars belief. I see what you've done there. That was pretty clever. I'd have been proud of that. Right, okay. Are you back with us, Mr. Bridge? Yeah?
You kicked me out there for some reason.
I did. I just want to take a breath. Right,
just to say, as far as I'm concerned, the point that you're making regarding Goldson and all that, these are questions that we could ask ourselves any time of the board, if you follow me.
Mm-hmm.
But no like that. Not in the semi-final, or the post-semi-final. Sorry, it's just not on. Whoever asked the question shouldn't have been invited back.
Yeah, I don't know. We can see right through them. We know what you've done in the press today. We know what you've done yesterday. We can see right through. But I'm not allowed to mention it because Mrs. Bridge will kill me if we get him on it, Linda.
You need to watch his blood pressure, Ox.
Oh, you're right, by the way. You're right.
Yes, I've been well on.
I'm too old for this, as I say.
Fair enough. Mrs. Bridge mentioned that and all, but that's a whole different subject. Right, we're going to hear quickly for the Red Bull manager. Yeah, just listen to this clip
cool.
And then you see what you think. Let's hear from
him. Rangers fans will come inside the city because they pay hotels, they pay restaurants, they buy beer, so it's good for the economy of Germany. Also in my hotel, we are living still in a really good hotel in the center, and they told me that 200 fans will come inside this hotel, so I will sleep here in the academy this next 2 days. No, but we are happy, playing at home with a good atmosphere is the best, that can happen. And I'm happy to play here, and I'm already happy to play in the Ibrox. So, we have to collect these moments. This is the most important in football, to collect moments, to collect the situations. And we are very happy. A lot.
Just shows you people from other countries appreciate our support and our club more than they do. In our own country, we're single-handedly trying to promote and improve Scottish football. Linda?
Oh, absolutely, Ox. And, we've been saying it all along. I think it wasn't until today, you started to see things appear about the game on the sort of main media outlets. Bridges' favourite, the Beeb. And some Rangers fans were commenting on it, saying it was ridiculous, but the majority of the fans were just saying, well, we know what it's all about, we know that that's what it's going to be like, and as long as we appreciate it. And you say, Ox, it's quite strange that the reaction in other parts of the UK and abroad is much better than what it is in our own country. And I just don't see it change, that sort of situation changing, Ox. But as I say, we're kind of past that now, aren't we? And we'll comment on it and we'll call it out because it's right to do so. But certainly we appreciate it, and that's all that matters.
You like to win, Mr. Bridge?
I do, pal. I think we're way back, probably set back possibly 6 or 7 years when the hatred started up again, and then it's back again. And that's exactly what's happening.
I'm hating somebody's phone pinging. Somebody turn their phone off. Yes, carry on.
No, I'm just saying, as far as I'm concerned, it stinks to high heavens. And to me, it's just rotten hatred. It's just utter hatred. That's all there is to it. And I don't understand. And I'm talking about the authorities now, not necessarily other teams, but the authorities. They can't say good luck to Rangers, you know. In fact, some of them can't even say our name. There you are. Some of them can't even say our name.
Here, Bridge, here. But we can see right through them, Linda. We can see what you're doing, yeah. Don't
Definitely,
try and get us, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, anyway, come and join us. Give your thoughts. Biggest game in years in Scottish football, yeah, in years. You know, we'll see where it takes us. Linda, I'm going to put you on the spot early tonight. Give us your team.
Oh, goodness, Ox.
Oh, by the way, I've had a text. Anybody, if you're stuck tonight for any trivia questions, Billy's on standby to come in and help you out, yeah?
Brilliant, pal, brilliant. Just love it. Just love it. Oh, super.
Right, Linda, come on.
Right, I'll give you this as a starting team, as in, I think this is what it might be, but I reserve the right to change my mind. Right, I've swithered about this. Right, McGregor obviously in goal. I think he definitely retains his place. I'm going for a back four of Tav, Goldson, Bassey and Barisic. And I've then gone for my three midfielders. I might not necessarily set up as a three, but I've gone for Jack, Lundstrom and Davis. And I've gone for Aribo, Sakala and Kent. Not necessarily playing as an absolute out-and-out three, obviously, Ox, because I think they might have more defensive duties to do. But that's the players I think are going to be on the pitch. But I'm not entirely sure how I would set that up. But that's the players I think we need on the pitch.
What are you thinking, Bridge?
Well, I do agree with her, with Linda up to the sort of forward line. I think the McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Bassey, Barisic, which is a standard at the moment, because is Balogun banned for this game?
No, Sunday.
Okay, for Sunday. So I think I would keep Bassey in, although I think our manager does like Balogun for his strength and so on and so forth. Maybe a wee bit more speedy at the back. So you could actually put Balogun or Bassey in there for me. But I would go with Bassey personally. I think Jack and Lundstrom are very strong, and Davis would be brilliant getting added to them. The manager will need to work that out, because they're all standardly, as we see, they look like defensive midfielders. So they might have to, maybe he needs that just to hold everything up. I think that would be great. And I think that the boy Wright could deserve a game here, and I would put me Sakala in for me. And I'm actually thinking, will we give Kent a game, or will we give Aribo a game? And that's what I'm thinking. You know, you could switch them about and say, well, you're only on for an hour or half an hour or whatever. We're going to bring you off, so go out and give us your all. But I think all of the guys deserve to get a game. I think I'm being stupid at times. I always am at times. I think the manager will play Aribo. I think that's what it will be. I think he'll play Aribo and not Wright. I think he'll play, what's his name? Arfield. I think he'll play Arfield up front as well.
Bridge, man.
That's what I think he'll play.
Give us your 11 players that's going to start.
I've given you. Right, okay.
What was his name? Haven't done War and Peace. Was it Tolstoy? What was his name?
Tolstoy.
That was quicker than that. Hurry up.
I'm finished.
Right, I've still not any better off. I know your front, I know your back four, I know your middle. What's your top three final?
Well, I would play, right? I would play Wright, Sakala and Kent.
Okay, that'll do. By the way, 2-0 to the Young Bears, Linda, 2-0.
Brilliant, fantastic. Ox, are we allowed to ask you your team, or are you keeping it?
I'm pretty similar to you, Linda. I would go with, obviously, McGregor, And by the way, John McLaughlin's not done a lot wrong. McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, I think Bassey and Barisic. Midfield, I think it'll be two sitters, Jack and Lundstrom. And in front of them, I think you could have three, and the three could be, to start with, Scotty Arfield, Joe Aribo, and Ryan Kent, and then Sakala right up top.
Yeah.
I don't think that wouldn't be my team, but I think that's what the manager might go for. Yeah. Scotty Arfield with a wee bit more defensive duties.
Yeah.
And then you've got Davis to come on and refresh, Kamara to come on and refresh, Scott Wright to come on and refresh Arfield. And after that, we're pretty much doing the bones doing
it. That's exactly that.
Yeah. I did wonder if I don't know what you think about this, guys, about whether he would go with a 3-5-2 and maybe play the three at the back would be Golson, Balogun and Bassey, and then push Tav and Barisic up to make up the five.
I think he's got that in his makeup when Lundstrom just traps in and makes it a five with that system.
You don't need Balogun on to do that, Ox. No. I get where you're coming from there. Aye, they've done that. They've changed in game, haven't they? And it's been quite effective. It's really difficult because we've not got the out and out sort of target man. Whether that's Roof, I know Roof and Alfie play it differently. The thing about Sakala is he needs to make sure if he's on that he remembers his defensive duties, Ox, and he's tracking back and sit in the actual formation, because if we get caught out at all, we're going to get punished because of the quality of the opposition. So hopefully Sakala's totally tuned in, from an offensive and a defensive position, really.
Aye, I get what you're saying, but listen, I really don't care what kind of game Sakala has as long as he puts the ball in the net if he gets a chance. I
like Sakala. He's because he's major chaos, just with his speed and some of his, unusual runs. Sometimes it's just straight in and he's okay, but there's other times he nearly falls over the ball and things like that, But I do think he's a breath of fresh air sometimes, and it's really nice to see. I don't know if we all had all of our top players available, whether in fact Sakala would get it. I'm not dead sure. But I'm quite happy with him. I'd definitely play him. See how he goes. There's other players you can bring off the bench. That's what I say.
All right, we'll be joined by Blue Star. Evening, Blue Star.
Evening, Oxchair. Evening, Linda. Evening, Bridgeman.
Evening, Blue Star.
How you doing?
Evening, Blue Star.
Ox, you're mentioning the team there. I don't think any of us, even although I said he would drop, well, I wanted him to drop 2 or 3 of our first teamers. I certainly didn't think he would drop as many as in the last game, as I says to you. I'm only going on, and he mentioned it again there, even in that some of the questions, Ox, you were bang on there. How ridiculous were they? See, the one I had a chuckle at myself, but when she asked him about, she didn't think they'd been told that Sakala maybe couldn't travel. And he turned around and he says, no, we got a very big plane. I was got myself. On to the team, Ox. Listen, something. He said the same thing again there when he mentioned a bit about they're a very, very attacking side, which they are. They're a bit like Dortmund. On Linda's point about playing something along the lines of the 3-5-2, and obviously Barisic and Tav tracking back and forward, going up the wings. I honestly think he'll play right and he'll drop Sakala onto the bench. I think I can see him playing right along with Kent, just simply for a bit of speed. And I get Bridges' point, it could work the opposite way. He could play Sakala along with Kent. Something just tells me, he, as I say to you, that interview I watched last night on YouTube, he kept harping on about the fact to Arthur Newman about how impressed he was with Wright being able to track back, playing as a great defender as well as getting forward. And it was just the way that he said it with a smile on his face. Honestly, I think he'll play right tomorrow. I really do. It could well be if he plays right and he plays Kent. Obviously, we've not got a number 9. The wee guy's tried playing through the middle. It hasn't worked, Talks. We all know it. He's had to come in off the sides, and it's a bit like Kent. You've heard to some of the pundits saying play Kent as a kind of false number 9. It doesn't work. These guys are wingers. That's their game. So I think there's every chance that he could maybe go the 3-5-2 route.
I get it, I understand it. I think he could maybe do it during the game. I think it would be about a 5-3-2 at times, but
yeah,
I think I'm being honest. I don't see him being radical in his setup and changing it. I never know, Linda.
No, I don't think so. He might throw in a curveball. I'm not so sure, but I agree with Blue Star in the fact that I think if Sakala plays, he's got to be out wide. I think he's better on the left, cutting in on the right-hand side. I mean, even under Gerrard, Ox, he played Kent through the middle at times, and he also played right through the middle, and we didn't like that because they kind of looked a bit lost at times, and we wanted them to be wide. So it is going to be interesting to see how he sets it up. But I thought Scott Wright did himself no harm at all on Sunday. And the thing about what you're saying there, Blue Star, maybe Wright's better at the tracking back than Sakala, because as I said earlier, that's going to be absolutely critical for us. They've got to be able to do their defensive duties.
Bridgman?
Yeah, 100%. I think we've said this a couple of weeks ago. Even we commented that Kent going back and defending, doing some really sterling work, covering for the fullback and so on and so forth. So Kent's also capable of doing that. Wright had a particularly good game at the weekend there, and he did a lot of running up and down, and we found him in the shall we say, in the line for clearances and so on. So he was doing all that, and I think he had a smashing game, and he can run up the wing. And that's what they want him to do. The difference is he can't hold it because he's too light. Somebody come in and bump into him and he'll fall off. So Sakala, I wouldn't want him to come back. I think Sakala should be that. You could go 100 different ways, but if you're going to play 4 at the back, maybe 4-3-2-1 or something like that. So that's maybe the best way to go if you're going to play a lone striker up front, because you don't want to be giving too much away in the midfield. You just don't.
I think if you play Sakala, you're not playing it into his feet, Linda. You're playing it on the tap for him to run. I don't think.
Absolutely.
That's definitely Locks. What Sakala's got to make sure he does is he's got to make the correct runs, because I think sometimes he's coming short to show for the ball, but he then needs to spin and turn in behind, and he's got to make sure he stays on side. He's got a tendency sometimes to just go just slightly early, and he doesn't need to because he's so fast. But let's hope the fact that Sakala has been, playing in the last few weeks, his confidence will be high, and obviously he'll have got used to the system too. But definitely, if we get him running at them and running in behind, he's got a good chance, and let's hope he can finish anything off that he gets in front of goal. Locks.
I've got a question for everybody. Can anybody tell us if Cedric Itten, who came on at the weekend, surprisingly, is he available for the European tournaments?
That's a good question. I'll get it checked out to see if he's in the squad, mate, if he was registered, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't think he is, Bridge, but obviously Ox better checking it, but I'm sure I read that today.
I'll get the research department on it once they've finished their... What's that they've got?
Snooze.
No, it looks like chocolate eclairs, Foxes. These Foxes. Get one of them during the tune, Linda.
That'd be nice.
You need Blue Star one of the chocolate eclairs. I guess it makes everybody hungry. Keep them mentioning biscuits and Oh my God. I'm having trouble.
I still find it inconceivable that I get the fact that Morelos is injured. We've known that for a few weeks now, and automatically Roof get injured. But do you still not find it absolutely unbelievable that the squad of players that we've got, we all know we've not got the millions and millions of pounds worth of players, but at the same time, we shouldn't be in this position at all where we don't have a so-called target man, an out-and-out striker. And I get the fact that they'll mention Ken and they'll mention Sakala and Wright, but none of them are strikers as such. They're wingers. I find it, honestly, then it's not been negative, far from it. I still think if we had two great good wingers, I genuinely believe you can play a Liverpool where you don't need a number 9. If your two wingers are fast enough and quick enough on their feet, you can get them running a forward line, no bother. I just find it absolute. Bridgeman, you're older than us. You must find it inconceivable. A Glasgow Rangers squad were so limited that we don't have 4 proper strikers. I've never known it in my time.
It's very difficult to believe, but obviously 2 of them are injured, so that can happen. And yeah, we've seen it in times right through it, where somewhere better players were injured. It's simple as that, and nothing you can do about it. But the shortage of strikers is a bit alarming. I don't know whether both Steven Gerrard was maybe stuck for money, and maybe Rio thought everybody's good. We're never going to lose all these strikers.
How are you going to bring a £5 million player in, Boostart, to say that, by the way, your 4th choice, you might not play all season?
Well, in actual fact, we've done it. He's done it with it. It cost us £4 million, and he's just been dropped right out of the squad. I get the fact that he wasn't producing. I know that, mate, but what you've just said, that's exactly what has happened. He's just been dropped just like that.
He's no cut it, is he?
Oh no, definitely no, mate. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, I get what you're saying about the £4 or £5 million striker. Gosh, we're even paying that kind of money. Are we getting top dollar? No, we're trying to bring in players that we think will generate and become good players. So even on that basis, I just find it really weird, Docs, that we don't have other players in the background that can even step up, etc., etc. I just don't think we should be as bad in that position. I really don't. I really don't.
I mean, if you take our forward line, you've got obviously Morelos and you've got Roof, and you could throw Hadji into that mix, Linda.
Yeah, that's right, Ox. You kind of forget about Hadji. He's been out for most of the season, and I don't know, because Gio brought obviously Itten came back, and I don't know if it was so much a case of us wanting to bring Itten back, or whether the other team wanted to, they didn't want to continue with the loan deal, because I don't think he did very well out there. But obviously Gio's had a look at him, and he obviously doesn't think he's good enough to be in his squad, because he's hardly played at all. A lot of players have been ahead of him, and I don't think we'll get anybody in with the young lads, Ox, that could come in. There was talk of the wee boy Tony Weston, because he scored a lot of goals, but I'm not so sure at this kind of level and at this stage of the season. But I think at the very beginning of the season, Blue Star, I think there was quite a few folk on Rangers Radio that thought we should have been out and bought another striker, somebody that could play centre forward for us. Because we didn't want to just have Roof and Morelos, because we Roof's
definitely, London. It was strongly mentioned even on this show even in January, that we all thought some kind of striker would have been brought in. Again, the wee guy Diallo, because of the money aspect that was attached to him. But again, he's not a striker. He was another winger. I just find it weird that we've got guys that are on the wing, but they're not out and out centre forwards. They're just no. I mean, Kent's not a centre forward for me. Never in a million years. He's an out and out. He's a Willie Henderson, if you call it. Or
I remember that Tommy McLean playing at centre forward a lot. Listen, I don't know where you go with that. If in January, mate, you can't run a squad or buy players because your 2 other centre forwards are going to get injured. You imagine you go to the board and say, by the way, I want to sign this guy here. I've not got rid of it yet, but I want to bring him in case Roof and Morelos get injured. And Nathan's not good enough, and Hadji's going to be injured. You can't.
Linda, I know Locks, I'm agreeing with you, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I would go along with Linda as well. If that is the case, why not leave it in where he was? Because he was playing. That's for sure. We all know that he was playing when he was out on loan. Why did Gio bring him back though? If there was no intentions to play the guy, that's what I'm not understanding.
He did bring him back and play him, didn't he?
Well, I mean, he got a couple of cameo roles, but he didn't get many minutes on the park, did he?
He came back. He came on against Aberdeen, then he played against Ross County. He was appalling, wasn't he?
Yes, absolutely.
And, you know, but he obviously...
Again, who brought him? Who actually brought him in, Ox? Do we know? I mean, I don't think it was Gerrard. I think that was Ross Wilson.
We'll never know that, will we? We'll never know that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and yet he cost us. Well, the figure they gave us, it was 3.8 million. That's a lot of money in our boots for somebody that's. I mean, he's not even looked like cutting it. Let's be truthful.
No, he's not suited. He's had a couple of decent games and scored a couple of decent goals, Linda, but he's not looked consistent enough. And his argument will be he's not enough minutes, huh?
Yeah, and I think he actually did he play as an overage player for the B team as well, Ox, and he got hauled off at half time. So I don't know. It's hard because, you know, you question people's attitude when that happens, but as you say, he's probably been quite frustrated. He lost his place in is it Switzerland he plays for? He lost his place in his national team squad when he went away and was on loan. I think he did all right at the beginning and he was called up again. But I don't know. I personally don't think he's got it. And that's two managers now that have had a look at him and they've not played him very much. So I think that kind of tells you all. All you need
look
to
at
know.
Lundstrom. Look at Lundstrom, guys. There was umpteen people on this show and everywhere else. They wanted him out the door in January. Let's be truthful about it. He had a couple of good games, Ox, and then all of a sudden it just worked for the guy. They put him in a position that suited him. But I mean, let's be truthful. There was plenty of pundits. There's plenty of punters that wanted him out the door.
Not the one that wanted to keep him with Denny.
Yeah, absolutely. So it shows you if you find the right spot and it just clicked for the guy, it just happened for him. And in the last few games there, gosh, the guy was playing brilliant. You know, so I don't know. I just find the Ayrton one a really, really strange one. And it's not like Labour. It wasn't a Labour on the point, Ox. It was just to say, I genuinely think our manager tomorrow will go with basically the five across the middle and hoping that the two wingers break whenever we do get the ball. I think that's the way he'll go, I do.
Bizarrely, it doesn't matter how badly he plays a striker if he scored goals, Bridger.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, pal. Absolutely right. And I'm just wondering where we're going to get a 3-5-2 from. And basically, Blues was on about the Western play actually a 3-5-2.
We done it against Dortmund when we moved Lundstrom in beside Bassey and Golson and Davin Borna went forward. Yeah. So we've done it this season.
Yeah, but right now, based on the squad that we've got.
Oh, Fox is the one, isn't he? He's got his team in. It's a sort of 3-5-1-1. It's McGregor, Golson, Lundstrom and Bassey. Tavin Barisic with Jack and Davis and one of them Aribo. And then in front of him, Kent and Sakala right up top.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we don't have players. All I'm meaning is that if you're playing a three at the back, it's a really tough way to play. You've got to know what you're doing. Your people have got to be really good at their job right across the back three. Got to be top quality, in my opinion.
Can I see he's doing it for the start? I think we could do it.
No,
at times in the game, Linda, but I don't think for the start.
I mean, I have an element of confidence in Gio, I think, in terms of just what he's done so far. You know, I know he's not got everything right, but particularly in Europe, I think he has got more things right than he has wrong, Ox. You know, they seem to do their homework very well. You don't put out teams like Dortmund, Red Star and Braga without doing your homework and without being tactically good. So I've got confidence in them. But as I said earlier, that this team, you know, if you believe what you read, and I think it's probably true, they're a step up again, and we're going to have to get everything bang on, you know. But I've got confidence in the management team that they can get it right.
Yeah,
Linda, here then.
Right, well, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, it's something interesting to see how it flows out and who the team's going to be. But players are limited. I mean, Alfie's a big miss, Blue Star, Roof, even Hadji is an impact player for me coming on. You know, and obviously Helander would be, if he'd been fit for the last 6 months, he would be a potential starter. You know, so we've got three top players missing, 3 or 4 top players missing for us, you know.
Absolutely, Ox. And unfortunately, 3 of them are all our forward line. As I said, you weren't too enamoured with Hadji for a long, long time. But the one thing you're due, you changed your tune whenever you watched him in Europe. Because the wee guy, there was games that you never really seen a lot of him. But the one thing that he was absolutely phenomenal at, see for punching boys through, for whether it was Alfie or Kent or anybody else, he seemed to know just where to put that ball. And again, it's one we're not even mentioning, and I know he's no worrying player, but we brought him in. Ramsey was able to do that type of job. There's no doubt about it, and even he's cropped. So in the forward...
Forgot about him.
I know. Even in the forward line, we're really up against it because we are, let's be truthful, you're relying on your 2 wingers, and hopefully maybe if you can get a set piece, a corner or something, then you might have a chance. But I think Gio, when he elaborated on the fact that they're a very attack-minded side, they'll have to defend really, really well. And if we do that, we'll get... I'm telling you, I've all the confidence in the world, and I know I'm kind of sounding 50-50. I've been looking forward to this since the Braga tie. Honestly, that's it's all or nothing for me now. All or nothing. With 2 ties, you get one, you get any kind of decent result tomorrow night, so that we've got a chance of doing it at Ibrox, and then we're in a final, the biggest game in my lifetime, without a shadow of a doubt.
Anyway, we'll jump to Peter. Evening, Peter.
Evening, Ox. Evening, Linda. Evening, Blue Star. Hello, Peter. How are you all doing?
Good.
It's just to basically touch on what you're all talking about. Excitement for tomorrow, and just try to guess what the gaffer's going to do, but try to guess what formation to work out as well. It's exciting, but hopefully the players, and Luther Matthäus just come out and slating us again, yeah. I don't expect anything less for him, mind you.
What did he say, Peter?
He's just come out and said basically what he said the same before the Dortmund game. Rangers aren't good enough, shouldn't be playing at this level. He's right in a way. As we've touched on, we've not spent anywhere near the money, so Rangers shouldn't be here, but that's the joys of football. It's the joys of playing as a team, working hard, winning your personal battles.
Yeah.
And anything can happen in football.
So what did Lothar Matthäus say when we beat the 2 teams?
He just said that Leipzig are a cut above Rangers. They should be hammering teams like us.
And Borussia Dortmund?
They said the same. So
said the same, yeah.
So, but there we are, we're here, and we're going to play Leipzig. Wow.
Exactly.
What an RCC field.
I know. But the thing is with Sakala, you're going to have to get their defenders on the turn for him to work tomorrow night. That's the only way you can get. It's the only way you're going to get it to work.
They play a high line, didn't they? They play a high line. That's the way they play, yeah.
And their midfielders like to float in and out, so they're not necessarily just in the middle. They like to float out to the wings, so try and overload the wings as well. So this is where, as Blue Stars touched on, this is where maybe Scott Wright could come in, because his work rate, him and Kent, the work rate that they do to help the full-backs is unbelievable. But then that opens up the middle of the park for Rangers and to hurt them, because we have got players to hurt teams in the middle of the park.
Aye, the anticipation's building, Peter. It's building.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
You were excited for the Stirling game 9 years ago.
Oh, indeed. This game, we're now in a different form of football nowadays. And look at us, we're in the league, Europa League semi-final. Who would have thought? Based on what we're just talking about, 10, 15, 20 years ago, came all this way through, particularly the last 10 years. Unbelievable. Or 9 years, should I say. Just unbelievable stuff. And this is our team, and we are the people. How's that?
Yeah, 14 years ago, we were on the way to Manchester, Linda. And that was an interesting journey. How are you comparing the two? I'll take it to you first, and then we're close to the tune, and the rest of the lads can throw in after, yeah?
I mean, I think both runs, in terms of what the team's achieved, it's the same in terms of, it's remarkable, and we should be applauding it. But I think this particular run, Ox, and I know it's all down to circumstances and players' availability, etc. But I do think that the football we've played in this particular run has been a better quality. It's been more exciting. I'm not saying it was any less exciting to get, at least we got to the final, but when you just look back at the goals, we've scored more goals, more attacking play. But I think it is just down to pure circumstances. Both sets of players deserve, high praise. But I think I've enjoyed this one more just because of the type of football we've played and how exciting it's been.
Has football changed, Linda?
Yeah, I mean, it probably has, in terms of the way that the team's set up, Ox, with the attacking fullbacks. We maybe got up the park more, we've created more chances. So maybe the type of football's changed, and we've changed as well. And it's what was available to Walter back then, because obviously we played a very defensive, style in most of the games. But yeah, you're probably right. Maybe football has changed, and that includes us.
Is that, and behold, the games last night, 4-3, and it's an attacking game now. Maybe it'll become popular. I don't know if it'll catch on in Scotland right enough to try to score more goals than other team.
Well, I think in the Champions League, whoever scores the most goals is definitely going to win that trophy. I think you're right. I don't think they bother about defending anymore. But I point taking, Ox.
Right.
Ox, I just think it even. Sorry.
I know it's hard for you, but if you write it on your hand, it'll help you, Blue Star. Right, okay. We're going to have a tune, so get yourself on mute.
As I was walking down the Coleman Road, I met a bunch of strangers. They said to me, are you going to see the famous Glasgow Rangers? So I took them up to Ibrox
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Okay, and you come, Poster?
I think it's quite simple. I think it's a case of when you're playing in Europe, most European sides, the mass majority of them, play open football. And I think that suits their style of play. It's no coincidence that even in my last manager, the first 2 seasons, he done far better in Europe than he did even in our Scottish League. So that tells you everything. And we never spent big bucks. It stands to reason our style of play, we play a passing game. And because most sides in Europe play to win, they play open football on big pitches. The Scottish game just doesn't play that way. It's blood and thunder and guts and tackling and fouling. And unfortunately, that's the way it is.
It's worked really well for the coefficient, mate, eh?
Oh, absolutely tremendous. Aye, they punch the league, they make the big bucks, but hopefully we win this UEFA and we stop that. But we've shot ourselves in the foot there. Unfortunately, we've been down in the doldrums for by the last 10 years. They won the championship, but they done hee-haw in Europe, and they've spent big bucks, and they've still done hee-haw in Europe, even getting beat with Diddy teams in Europe. So yeah, it says it all.
I think the status they've won 1 knockout game since 2008. Anyway, we've been joined by Billy. Evening, Billy.
That evening to you all. How are you?
Evening.
Evening, Billy. What's on your mind?
Evening, Billy. Just on a point of the Monday night's game. I know we're doing to bare bones with strikers and whatnot, but I've still got a funny feeling that if we can keep it close, we could get a return game and get to the final. Just your thoughts?
I hope you're right, Billy. Are you sure that funny feeling?
I've said it for the past 3 months. I've got a good, honestly, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just feel that you maybe get other players coming out of the Rangers squad that are going to try. And I think that it's maybe going to be a wee bit more kind of defensive the morning and hit them if we can. Hit them on the break. What's your thought?
You think it's going to be one of the games, Billy, you're going to have to watch from behind the sofa?
Well, I'm backing Hamilton, but I'm backing East Coast the morning. I'll need to get my man hot.
Oh, by the way, man with 3 hooses, Linda. Man with 3 hooses on Billy.
Aye.
Billy.
We're always the best.
I get your point. Linda, and you come?
Yeah, I agree with Billy. I think, we might set up a bit more defensively, Billy. I think we just need to keep ourselves in the tie. That's all we can really ask for. If we get any chances, Billy, we need to take them. I don't see us getting a lot of chances. Could be wrong. But we could spring them on the break, because I think Ox was talking about that earlier on, Billy. They play quite a high line. And if we can get our fast players in behind, and we can take one of the chances that we might get, then we'll be in a terrific position. I just want them to keep us in the tie so we've got a chance.
I just want to get to another final.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's even though
Billy, have you got a show?
We don't know we've lost the league.
Billy, have you got a show in the background? Can you turn it off, mate?
No, it's my TV. It's on, mate.
All right. Well, you're on the radio. Can you turn your TV off? We don't want to hear EastEnders, mate.
It's D-Max.
Turn it off.
Right. Okay. Right. All I can say is, the be-all and end-all, I think we've actually done quite well so far.
Oh, it's a tremendous bridge.
Well, what can you say to that? I can't say too much to that. You know, I think first of all, we're going to go over there and we're going to play like we've never. Oh my God. Very interesting. So I think that we've got, what can I say? We've got marvellous chance tomorrow night, and we have got to say go and look. And every second ball, we've got to pick it up. We've got to pick it up. We can't afford to lose second ball against a team like that, because they can come in and punish you. They're a very experienced team in the Bundesliga, and that's a top quality league in Europe. So we need to watch what we're doing, watch our P's and Q's. When we get the ball, we distribute it properly, as good as we can, put it that way. And we play our game, get our passing game going. We'll get them on the run as well. That's for sure. That's what I'm saying. As far as I'm concerned, we play football, we've got a chance.
Yep, totally agree. And I hope we're all smiling tomorrow night.
I'm smiling today because I'm so happy to be there.
So much. I just wish we could win that.
You might be right, Billy. Listen, mate, you enjoy your night, Billy.
Hey, thank you very much. I'll contact you next week.
Aye,
right, bye-bye.
I'll come and try and find you with that letter.
I'm in Hamilton. I'm not giving my name up.
Right. Billy.
Bye-bye. Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, Billy boy. Last point for you, Blue Star.
Ox, the one thing I hope we don't do tomorrow night that we did in the last tie, and that was behind the sofa panic stations at times. See that pussyfooting in front of our goalkeeper with the ball when they've got a striker virtually and tapping them. I don't want to see us playing that way. If in doubt, just lamp it. Because we've done that far too much in the last tie. We really did, and there was a few times their front men were virtually right in tappies. So I don't want us playing that way, even if we have. Well, I think we will be defending. Let's be honest. I think we'll be defending most of the game. But I don't want to see us playing it back and forward to McGregor, because he's hopeless at kicking the ball. I don't want that. I'd rather just lamp it out the grunt. But here's hoping that we're smiling, we're dancing tomorrow night, and that we're still in the tie for the Ibrox. That's all we can ask for. Have a good show, guys. Carry on listening.
You too, mate. Enjoy your evening. Good night. Hopefully everything goes well for us, Blue Star.
Good night.
See you later, Blue Star.
It's building up, Linda. It's building up. Rate your games this season in Europe, the top three quickly, Linda.
Games. I would go with Dortmund home and away, and I would go with Braga at home, the last one.
Dortmund home and away.
Red Star at home was pretty good as well.
It wasn't bad. Bridgeman, what's your thinking?
I'd go Red Star, Braga, and Dortmund. All Ibrox. So I'm only going to talk about Ibrox games because that's when we were at our best. We did the business. For me, it was great. And those three games have carried us through. And we need to play like that again at Ibrox. But we need to give ourselves a chance to get there tomorrow night. That's the 3 hour like. Although the away game for Dortmund was just unbelievable stuff. 3 up within a few minutes, incredible stuff. Incredible.
The away game for Dortmund was like a dreamland, didn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. When we went 3-0 up, that was, I know Lundstrom got the goal of the season, and no wonder. That was just unbelievable goal, that.
I disagreed with that. I would have given it to Starfield. Anyway, we'll be joined by AK. How we doing, AK?
Good evening, Ox. Yep. Bridgeman, Linda.
You're sitting there
Evening, AK. Evening, Peter. I've been watching the Crossroads Omnibus today. Dumb man.
Do you know anybody?
Anyway,
do you know anybody that could play the role of Shuey McPhee?
Probably that banger for Leeds good.
You think that one?
That means pink hat.
Anyway,
It was with my Benny hat, didn't it?
how you, AK? What's your thinking tomorrow, mate? How you getting nervous?
The nerves are kicking in, pal. But listen, I posed a question to the panel a couple of months ago. Has money ruined football? And it was a kind of split decision. Loads of people had different opinions on it. But I tell you, the reason why I asked it, and it's playing out again this year. See your UEFA competitions, you look at your Champions League, the Europa League and your Conference League even. Look at the teams that's in it and the countries that they're from. You know, Liverpool and Villarreal's on the new, England, Spain. Last night again, Real Madrid, Man City, money. France, Germany, Italy, Spain. They countries are included in them all the time because they've got a far bigger budget than every other club has got across Europe. It's played out again. Europa League, Germany are there twice. Ourselves in West Ham.
Is it TV? It's killed football in, mate, because it's the TV audiences that's giving these teams the revenues. It's no gates, is it?
Aye. No, of course it's no. But that was the crux of my point. It's only ourselves and Firenerd across 3 competitions there that don't come for the big money leagues. So it's no wonder you're seeing the emergency West Ham. When was the last time West Ham got to a semi-final? You were on about Rangers have only had 5 semi-finals in 150 years. I think been back in the 60s or something.
No, 1980.
1980.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
1980.
And before that it was the 60s. Isn't it? So Leicester, when was the last time they got to a European semi-final?
Never.
You know what I mean? It's become elitist. All the competitions.
You're asking difficult questions, Alex Kelly.
I'm making you think, Richmond.
But I've just got a question to ask you. Who designed and who presented the blueprint for the Champions League?
Campbell logo.
We were part of them.
Yeah,
we were part of it. I don't think he envisaged the countries that had 4 teams in it. You know, it was basically the champions.
Yep.
You know, and it's made it elitist for me. But I mean, you even look at the spell out of the money. The Champions League winner, I think it's roughly about 250 million.
140.
I think the Europa League gets maybe about 30 or 40 million.
Yeah.
And your Conference League gets about 10 million. So again, it's elitist. So it's no wonder the big clubs are getting bigger than the wee clubs are.
Are they getting bigger, mate? When you look at the debt that Chelsea are the holders of the European Cup, mate. They won the Champions League last year. And look at the debt they're in.
Yep, Barcelona is the same, but it encourages greediness.
Yeah.
Again, the crux of the matter, money.
Socialism, Alec, is that the way to go? Yeah, well, there you go. Right, okay, I get it, mate. I think TV, because they've got the TV audiences, that's how they get a bigger share of the pie. That's the argument they use. Yeah, I think it's been good for football. Maybe no, and I don't maybe think the English Premiership hasn't been good for football for supporters. You know, because the money has just got out of hand that people are getting for playing football. But I'm sure that's a debate we can have another time when we're not in a semi-final, a European trophy, AK. Yeah, you can come on and bore us with one of the questions on another night. You know what I mean?
What a shocker!
It just underlines the fact of how well we've done.
Would an East Stirling fan know to say that we're one of their elite? It's where you want to slide. But listen, I accept your point about greed killing football and where it's gone. I thought we had a moment in time when we had the pandemic that might reset, but it's actually got worse with the wages, etc. But look, we're in it tomorrow night and we're one of the elite and we want to still be in it in 10 days' time. Linda?
Yeah, definitely. And the point Alex making as well, I know he's saying it makes it even more remarkable, doesn't it, Alex, that we're actually there. And I think we're the only team, am I right in saying that's left in Europe that had to play a qualifier as well when obviously we played Aliskit. I don't think any of the other teams, even in the Conference League, had to play a qualifier. So the achievement from our group of players is quite remarkable. Absolutely.
Here on that one, Linda. Here, man.
We know it's not went great domestically. Well, it's went okay. We'll just put a certain few games that could have made the season so different, Peter. But you've got to doff your hat to them in Europe, haven't you? They've done hard.
Definitely. I've been saying all season, I've been more confident he's going into Europe than I have been in the league. Alex will back me up on that. I've said it so many times in Ibrox Radio. I'm more confident in the team going in Europe than what I have been in the domestic league. But on Alex's point as well, do you know that whoever wins the Premiership gets more money than what you win for the Champions League?
Aye.
It's scary, but that's another day. But tomorrow, massive game. But another point, see if we did go on and win this, do you know we get put in seed 1 in the Champions League as well next season? That's a great encouragement for our players as well.
Can I just say I'm not going to take part in any of the discussions that I was winning it. I just want us to get through tomorrow night. That's all I want.
I don't even think players even think that far ahead, mate. I don't think you can motivate players with that. Yeah. Game within the 90 minutes. Yeah,
take one game at a time.
Fans, we can look at stuff like that, but players, I don't know. Listen, AK, what's your team tomorrow night? Now that you've had time to think about it.
No, it's no change for last night.
Right.
McGregor in goals, Tavernier, Golson. I would put Balogun in at centre half with Bassey. I just think he offers a wee bit more solidity, and I think we'll have a lot more defending today tomorrow night. I would sit Lundstram and Jack in the front of the two. With Davis, I would have as a kind of stagnant position, the centre circle, allowing Jack and Lundstram to go forward when we've got the ball and sitting there when we've not got the ball. I would play a Rebo up top with Kent out left and Sakala out right.
Okay, mate. I don't think you'll be far away. I don't think you'll be far away with a lot of these selections, right? What is a good result tomorrow night, Bridgeman?
Well, at least goals, of course. A good result for us. 1-0 are up more than that for us. 1-0 or higher. A great result for us. And honest, what I think could be a good result for us, as a 0-0. I think that's a possibility. We could come back with 0-0 tomorrow night. And that gets the tie open for us in Ibrox. And let the games begin.
Well, that would be a fantastic result. Linda?
Yeah, a draw, a victory, yes, but at the very least, I would say it would be the same as the Braga result, a 1-0 loss, Ox, but not any more than that. I don't think it wouldn't be insurmountable, but I just think it would be very, very difficult if it was anything more than a 1-0 loss.
Agree with that.
Ox. Is he on mute?
No, I'm here.
I was going to say, see with the sound of Gio today, I thought he sounded very positive in his presser today. I think he's noticed a chink in the armoury of this Leipzig team and he fancies it. Because, let's be honest, against Dortmund, nobody outside us would have gave us a realistic chance. And I told you last night for the game that...
Did we give him a minute?
No, I know that there was a lot of doubters within our own support, definitely, because we're realistic most days. But Leipzig play a very, very similar style. And I think the way we started against Dortmund, if we came out there and surprised them and take the game to them, they don't like that. They're used to having, 60-70% possession ball, whereas we attack them and go at them. You never know. It could throw them off their game themselves.
Well, you never know. I'm nervous about tomorrow night, Peter. And I'm nervous, but nervous because I want us to do well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're on the same boat, Ox, but we're all nervous because we've got here and it's a great achievement, but part of you now thinks, you know what, you want to go further, you want to go to the final because you don't want to be beating semi-finals. Yeah, it's great to get here, but you don't want to just be beating semi-finals. You want to get the whole way. But Gio came across very well today. As Alex said, he's noticed a chink in their armour, and their manager came out today and said we're like Union Berlin. But tomorrow night we can't sit in, because see we sat in, we can't sit in for 90 minutes because you're just bringing all that pressure on you. You need to. It's a hard one. You need to attack. You need to try and take the game to them tomorrow.
I don't think this group of players can do that. I mean, even the Braga game, when we put ourselves under pressure for about 20 minutes later, the second half, we kept coming forward. I think this group of players can only play the one way, really. If they can, they'll go forward, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree, Ox. When you look back at all the games, particularly in the knockout stages, we have looked better when we've been on the front foot. If we can retain a bit of possession and get a couple of chances, we've got to make sure that we defend properly and we don't give away any cheap goals. You know, if somebody scores a 30-yarder against you, or it's a really brilliant team move, you know, sometimes you've got to just say, well, do you know what, that was a good goal that the other team scored, but don't give any cheap goals away. Keep it tight, and I do think that we've got the players, albeit we don't have Alfie, we don't have Ruth, but we've got other players that could hurt them, particularly with that pace that we've got. And the set pieces will be crucial as well, Ox. If we get corners or free kicks, we've got to make sure we can get some good delivery into the box as well.
Aye. What's your odds for us to go through, AK? How do you see it?
Well, the bookies have got is 10-1 just to win tomorrow night. But percentage-wise, I think we're a 40-60 shot over the piece.
They're favourites.
Yeah, they're favourites to progress. I'm pretty sure they are. I haven't looked at their odds to progress, but we're 10-1 to win tomorrow night. I think it was 41 the draw. I'm not sure what price they were at home. Maybe 46 or something like that. Listen, who knows what sort of team this Rangers team is bamboozled us all year. You know, the lose games we expect them to win, and the win games we expect them to lose. So you just don't know what sort of Rangers is going to show up. But it's an exciting Rangers team because of that. You know, under Walter's team in 2008, it was organised. It was possibly boring, but at least they dug in, and you knew they weren't. If they were going to get beat, they weren't going to lose with money. Whereas this Rangers team kind of goes for goals and throws caution to the wind a wee bit. So who knows? Attack is the best policy of defence sometimes, isn't it?
If I'm being honest, I think it's a 65-35 chance, Linda.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that, Ox. I think that's realistic. I mean, one of the things in our favour is we've got one of the best players in the competition so far in our team, and our captain. I mean, it's just my opinion, but Tav's consistency in the Europa League has been absolutely fantastic, particularly when after we got through the group stages. You know, he's 6 goals he's got, 3 assists. The way he's driven us forward, taking responsibility for penalties. And if he's on his game, it'll give us an even better chance of actually getting through to the final, I think, Ox.
And no good enough for Player of the Year.
Well, that's a joke, isn't it?
Have you seen the list that you want to touch on it?
No, we're not going to touch on it, mate. It's all about the semi-final tomorrow night. We know what they're doing, mate. You think we're naive?
Oh.
Yeah. You see right through them, mate.
Oh.
Yeah. You know.
Not even the ladies. Not even the ladies.
The
ladies are on the verge of winning the league. They've only got one of them in there.
Ridiculous.
We know, we can see right through it, mate. I know you're not very clever, but we can all see right through it.
Oxtails on fire in the outside. He's on
That's
fire.
a shame, Alex.
He knows I'm on it.
Don't worry about it, Linda. I'm coming for him.
It's like when he turns up, it's
I
like
know what he looks like.
when he turns up, it's like a water pistol at a gunfight. You know what I mean?
You remember Charlie out of Charlie's Angels?
You see the size. You see the size of his minder. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Where are we? Right. Okay. Who can be the big players tomorrow night, Linda? Is it Al McGregor? Is it Connor Goldson? Is it Tav? I've got one for you, but I'll let you go first. I think if this guy plays, we can do all right tomorrow night. Linda.
Yeah, I think McGregor's going to have a big role to play, because I do think they'll get chances. They'll get shots away as well. Apparently they like shooting from everywhere. So I think McGregor was asked about that today, and he just says, well, he'll just treat it like any other game. As I mentioned Tav already. I think it goes without saying we're going to have to defend properly, but Lundstrom as well for me. If he can continue the form that he's been shown, Ox, I think we'll have a good chance.
Peter?
I think the man who could be the difference is Kent. If he's on his game, he can be a match winner for us tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
He's done really well in Europe, and he's looked fresh, you know.
Aye.
You know, is it because there's grass for him to play in, mate, and no 10 players but next to him?
Probably. I think that's why the whole team's excelled in Europe, because as we've touched on, they're allowed to play their football. And Tav, joint top goal scorer in Europe, that's unbelievable for a right back. Unbelievable. But the whole team's done well. And, every round they seem to be getting better and better. Yeah, drag away. They've done at our best. That they just seem to be getting better and better. I think they're finding form at the right time, so hopefully tomorrow night they prove it again.
Ken, okay. I'll tell you what, Bridgeman, if the ball goes out for a goal kick with 5 minutes gone, the time Alan McGregor puts it back in up to half time, minute.
And then dives on it. Brilliant. Actually, sometimes he's absolutely superlative. But you know that if it gets to the last 15 minutes or 10 minutes, if that ball comes anywhere near him, he just drops onto it and he won't move. He just won't move. Quite right too.
The only time the only twice in my life I've ever seen Alan, two people run backwards was once Alan McGregor tried to time waste, and the other one was Bridge going to the bar.
He's right about me, by the way. He's right about me there.
Who's the big hitters for you? Who's the AK? Who's the big hitters for you, AK?
Oh, there's only one man for me there now. John Lundstrom's on the ball. He's a man now.
On the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, finish it off, Kelly. Finish it off.
Oh no, copyrights, Bridge. Copyrights.
I think bizarrely, if this guy plays, who's maybe not the greatest of times for us, if Joe Aribo can shine tomorrow night, that means we open the ball on the right parts of the pitch, Linda.
Yeah, that's a good shout, Ox. And you know, we've been waiting for Joe to kind of a step up, haven't we? You know, we've all talked about he's not been the same since he came back. You know, from the AFCON, and incidentally, he would have been in the run for Player of the Year as well, because he certainly was a Player of the Year up to Christmas in this country. But I know we don't want to linger on that. I thought he had one of his best games against Braga, particularly at home. He was involved in, you know, the goals. He's great in the box as well, getting these wee flick-ons, isn't he? And yeah, that's a good shout, Ox. I would agree with that.
I'm going for Lundstrom.
Only because Lundstrom could have a great game for us, but it's in front of the back four. If Aribo has a good game for his AK, it means we're 50 yards further forward, yeah?
Yeah,
that's a good point. That's a good point, yeah. Good point.
And by the way, the German coach and players and that have been asked, they've already earmarked Kent as the kind of main man. And if you look at the games after the Dortmund game, Belgrade did 2 or 3 guys on Kent all the time. Braga were the same. So I'm finding that probably the same tomorrow night, which hopefully should give Aribo space to run into if he's clever enough to find them. And that's possibly where Davis comes in if he starts for us.
I don't want any of midfield boys chasing shadows. They end up getting exhausted. I want them to either win the ball or leave it, you know.
I think what you've got to do tomorrow night is you've got to have. I don't think that maybe Davis and Kamara might be on the park, but I think they could finish the game, Peter.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I think you've got to they give you everything they've got for maybe 70 minutes max, and then you refresh that engine room, yeah.
Aye, and that's where Arfield could come on as well to bring energy to the game. The last 15, 20 minutes, he could bring energy, and that's where Rice could come in as well. But no, see the thing is as well with Lundstrom, him and Jack can switch the ball as well, which can open teams up as well. So that's another thing we've got in our locker as well. The last few games you've seen.
Very good midfielder, isn't they?
Aye, great players, but I just think Davis come off the bench more with Kamara. I don't see the two of them starting, but it just shows how good the squad is. That you're leaving players at that calibre out, they're starting 11. but Joe Aribo, if he hits form and money as Oxted, it could be a tremendous night for us.
It's only because of where he'll get the ball, mate. It means if he's the ball consistently up there, we're keeping that away from Alan McGregor, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. And let's be honest, he's powerful as well. And it's a hard boy to shift off the ball as well when he's on his game.
Mm-hmm. I know he's not been exceptional since maybe January. I think at times he has looked jaded, but hopefully this is his time to shine, Linda.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it has just been tiredness from him. You know, I think up to Christmas and then obviously the AFCON, he had played the most games of any footballer. You know, I don't know if it was as broad as across Europe, Ox, but it was something like that. So he's not had a proper rest. And I think Joe can be dangerous in terms of getting a goal as well for us. Sometimes we want him to shoot a bit more. But as I said earlier there, when we're attacking, he's a real threat. And I know he helps us out defensively as well. And he holds the ball up well, try to get the ball off him when he's on song. So I'm hoping that he'll step up. I hope they all do. And I agree with Alex about Kent as well. I think Kent could be a game changer for us.
I'm hoping that every single player that you've mentioned there, I hope they all come with a form. Get in there. We're really great to see all our players on their own best personal form. That's what I'd love to see. I'm so excited. I'm getting excited.
Aye. It was Kent. Listen, if they man Mark are trying to double man Kent, surely the rationale is we spread the ball. But before we go to AK with that question, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Just so you know, Bridgeman Fox has been caught with his second chocolate eclair.
You're kidding on.
No.
He did say
who's doing the moving and who's doing the banging?
Not me, anyway.
Right. 2-1 and the Bears that finished an R trophy for the Rangers.
Happy days.
Well done.
Happy days, right enough. Happy days.
And the Rangers.
Scott yourself, pal. I'm in there. I'll be up all night, by the way.
No kidding. about 3 o'clock in the morning, he'll be going his way to the toilet, and Mrs. Bridge will hear bells, gallows.
That's the truth, Barry. That's the truth.
Alec, when you come off the show, will you sign my petition? I'm trying to get some kind of an honour, Mrs. Bridge.
Oh, definitely.
That's
she get a Victoria Cross, shouldn't she?
You're picking on me.
Here, Ox, is it true Andy Leeds missed the first half of the Motherwell game there on Saturday because he let off a smoke bomb in his house?
You can just imagine that.
He was getting in the mood.
That's no lie. I heard they got mixed up, and it was a stink bomb he let off. They had to
Stink bomb, unbelievable. Oh my God, my missus would kill me then, lad. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Right, we're laughing. We're in a good place. The game's important. The tie's important. Under prestige, revenue, getting us to the next level. It's no all or nothing, but to try and drive the club forward, marketing, everything. It's a dream for us to get through this tie and then that final. I mean, ka-ching, ka-king, ka-ching, ka-stores and all these sponsorship deals, fabulous.
Yeah, it's been some journey, Ox, when you think about it, going back to when Stevie G just came in, and where we had been the year before that, and the players have talked about the progression in Europe. We've got, getting through the group stages, the second season, then getting into the last 16, and then now we're in the semi-final. I don't know, I've seen some figures, is it about 12 million we've made so far, Ox? And then obviously Alex was talking about the prize money for getting to the final. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but when you think about where we've been, the way that we've progressed in Europe has been absolutely remarkable, and this group of players do, it's the majority of them that have been through the 4 years. They deserve a lot of praise, they really do.
Yeah. They brought some revenue in for the board of directors, haven't they?
They sure have, pal. They sure have. But from a supporter's point of view, we want to see silverware, don't we? It's about time we started picking up trophies domestically. Not to pop the bubble right enough tonight, but we want silverware. We want to see red, white, and blue ribbons on trophies.
Would you rather have the League Cup than this?
No, not at all. I'm not saying that, but we want domestic. We should have won a treble last year, so I'm not going to change my mind on that. And we gifted them that League Cup as well already this year. We've now got a chance to win domestic silverware this year. But if we win the Europa this year and the Scottish Cup, that trumps their double for me.
By a distance, mate. By a distance.
Yes.
If we get through over the next these two games coming up, if we get through this tie, that will trump NN in Scotland for the last 50 years. Yeah, just amazing. I'm not being funny. Tremendous stuff. I'm so excited now.
Mm-hmm. We know we let ourselves down, and particularly in the cup, the Scottish Cup last year against St Johnstone was a joke, But it was the players, nothing else, but the players who never performed. The same players that have collectively done all right in Europe. Linda, bizarre as it is.
Yeah, and they have. It's the core of the team. When you look back to when we played, was it FC Scoopy, that nearly 4 years ago. You still had your Tav Golds and McGregor.
Did you just sneeze there, Linda? Did you just sneeze?
I was trying to make sure I said that right, Alex. Didn't get my letters mixed up.
It's murder when you've got a dyslexic presenter, but you shouldn't be taking. You shouldn't be casting doubt, and people get any disabilities, Alex. That's not good, right?
You put your teeth back in.
Yeah, I know. Very hurtful, very hurtful.
Very hurtful. That's a shame, Ox. He's slagging you.
I know. I'm like a peach, I bruise easily.
I know. But
You'll notice all the pundits love it, Oxtail. They all love it. Let's get Oxtail. And
that's a shame.
I send my condolences.
Picking on Ox tonight.
Easy,
It
mate.
has
Easy.
been remarkable. Has been, absolutely. It's been, putting the club back on the map, as you see, all the finance, Scottish football, what we've done for the coefficient. I know that's a stickler point just now for us, but it has been, Ox. It's been absolutely wonderful. They deserve a lot of credit.
And Bridgeman, here's one for you.
Oh no!
The nights that have been at Ibrox, way back when we qualified for the first one, the Legia Warsaw game, and the ties in the league against decent sides, Galatasaray and the Benficas of the world, but we were 3-1 up. Obviously, we never won the game, but a great result. And some of the games at Ibrox in the last 4 years, 9 years ago against East Stirling, mate, put it in any context.
I couldn't put that in any context. Other than it's a completely different universe and a different set of footballing. My God Almighty, the crap that we played when we're in the third division. Not that we were crap, but the teams that we played. By the way, we were crap.
We were. British, we were.
It was serious. Particularly this season, I don't want to go too far back. This season, we have been absolutely wonderful and spoiled. We have been spoiled because our team has played superb football at Ibrox, particularly. And one or two games abroad, they've done well, in particular Dortmund. But really, truly, all these big games at Ibrox, and we're winning, and we're getting through, and the bears are getting higher and higher. I need to shut up because I'm getting more and more excited here. It's just fabulous. It's just fabulous, really. I still watch that crap all the time.
I'm just waiting. Oh, he's not with us. But I get it, Bridge. I get how you're excited, mate. It's a great thought we've got in my mind, and we're all nervous because we know that we can't win the tie tomorrow night, Peter. But we could, if we don't get it right, you can potentially make it very difficult for yourself.
Oh, definitely. If you don't play our cards right, this could be a mauling. Let's not beat about the bush here. If you don't play it right, this team could annihilate us. But then, if you play it right, you could come back. And, as I've said before, come back with this tie still in it, and then more fans behind us at Ibrox. That'd be a great night, and you wouldn't put it by Rangers to go through.
Yeah, AK.
I don't quite see it that way, Peter. I know what you're saying, that the evaluations between the two teams, the two squads, there's a potential there that the Germans could do us with 2 or 3, but the way this team's performed in Europe, they're nobody. Apart from a 10-minute spell at Braga, where I thought we were a wee bit shaky, but no even Dortmund threatened to take 2 or 3 off us when they were starting to get on top. If anything, it was the other way about. When we got on top, we were 3-0 up in Germany, and it was just amazing. If we can turn in that performance and come away with a draw, a win from Cloydland, or even a 1-0 or a 1-goal deficit, I think we'll take them at Ibrox. I think they'll have a culture shock with that support that we've got.
Oh, and I think we've been joined by Bob J. Evening, Bob J.
Hi guys, how you doing? All right.
Hi, Bob J.
Hi, Bob J.
Islander, all right, nice to hear your dulcet tones, honey. Hey, I don't know. I'm not saying that.
Did you call me
I'm
honey?
not saying the Germans. What was that?
Did you just call me honey?
He did, yes.
Did I call you honey? Oh well.
Carry on.
I bet you've been called worse.
Hello.
Right.
The honey monster.
I don't think we'll get mauled or annihilated. It's possible we can be defeated, but if we are going to get defeated, not only using that word, let's make it respectable. As I say, I think we're capable of keeping it respectable and getting them back to Ibrox and try to overturn them. I mean, they're extreme words, mould and leathered and tanked, and no, I don't think so. As long as Rangers get really, really good account of themselves tomorrow night, well, let's hope so, and wish them all the best.
Yeah. You looking forward to it, Bob Chair?
I'm actually, because I think it's doable. I mean, it's a shame about Roof and Alfie, but I mean, they could be fit for next week. As a back to the wardrobe tomorrow night, let's face it. But, yeah, I think Rangers can do all right here tomorrow night. They've done well in Europe. They've done fantastically well to get where we are. Who would ever have thought the start of the season would have been in a European semi-final? So, let's give it your best shot and we'll see how we do.
I think that's all we're looking for. We're looking for us to put on a performance and see what it... Yeah, fair comment, mate. Linda?
Yeah, Bob Jair's right. We would accept maybe a 1-goal deficit to bring back, wouldn't we, Bob Jair? As long as it's not any worse than that. You never know, because obviously at Ibrox anything's possible with the crowd behind them. They seem to have kept their better performances for the European stage, haven't they, Bob Jair? They've been consistently performing well. I think the first two games we lost in the group, and we probably thought, are we ever even going to get through the group? We lost to Lyon and we lost to Sparta Prague, so they've turned it around after that. But we just want them to keep us in the tie, and I mean, Ibrox will be absolutely bouncing next week. It'll be terrific.
You're right, Linda. There's some of these sides in Europe. I'm not saying they're not good. Of course they're good, but a lot of people tend to overestimate them. Everybody thought that we were just going to sit that night in Dortmund and get hammered and tanked and blutered and all this. And it never happened. Rangers were as good as anybody that night I've seen all season. And if we can turn in anything like that performance, then we'll be all right. We'll do okay. I don't know a lot about this team. Do you know anything about them, Ox?
They play a similar style. A lot of the Germans play the same way. They'll be big athletic.
They'll be big athletic and organised. Yeah, well, I think we're up against it.
But what I will say is, I wonder, Bob, bizarrely, that because of the Dortmund result, we can't surprise them.
Well, that's right. And they're aware of that. They're aware of that as well. But the people are on about today. Oh, they beat Borussia Dortmund 4-1 at the start of the month there. I Christ, we put 4 by them and all, away for him. And we could have potentially put 7 by them on the Hale tie, whatever that ridiculous VAR decision. So, Rangers are a handful as well, and they'll know that. They'll be prepared for it. But didn't overestimate them, and didn't underestimate Rangers. We'll give them a tough time, all right. If they're going to go into this final, these people, or they're going to know they've had to do it the hard way, I think that's what will happen.
Aye.
No, it's possible.
Aye, of course it's possible. I don't know if we're favourites, Bob. I said it earlier on. I don't think we are, if you're being honest about it. But I don't think we were favourites against Red Star or Dortmund. We're still in the competition.
Rangers have beat some very, very capable sides in this run. And to get where they are is fantastic. And I didn't want to be an also run. I want to make it to the final. And there's a more than even chance that we could make it to the final. Let's get the heat doing, get organised, and go for it. Because this lot aren't Barcelona. They're no Liverpool. They're no Manchester City or Real Madrid. Oh, they're good. They're capable, and they're German. But there we go. We're Glasgow Rangers. We're a hard obstacle for anybody.
Yeah.
So let's everybody get optimistic and get into it.
All right. Did anybody see the Rangers tweet today? Yeah, they put up about East Stirling. Yeah. Did you pick that up, AK?
Yeah, I did, pal. I did. 9 years ago. It seems like a lifetime ago, but it wasn't that long ago. One of the Sun, they actually tried to compare where Leipzig have came through in the last 10 years and where Rangers have came through in the last 10 years, but it's incomparable. I think they've spent something like £500 million on their team, with Red Bull financing them. And by the way, they're no well liked in the German leagues because of that. They don't like that sort of model where they throw a lot of money at their clubs, They find that what Man City have done, plastic clubs, they call it.
Yeah.
So they don't like that. They're no... Yeah.
I was talking to Elon Musk this morning. He's trying to get me on that Twitter. And I said,
he's a wee share of that,
That'd be fab. Get him to sponsor a club.
I've been talking to him,
Yeah. Do you think Steven Gerrard would be looking on going, that should have been me?
I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what his rationale is, because let's be honest, Villa are falling like a stone. I think it's like 1 point out of 16 or something like that, something bizarre or something.
Yeah.
1 out of 18
they can get sucked right in there, Ox.
Aye.
Yeah, usually.
And I wonder what he thinks, because the guy's a winner, and I don't know how that'll float his boat, but anyway, that'll be for a conversation and that, right? Right, Peter, on the spot, how's it going tomorrow night?
I'm quite confident, one each.
Good shout, man.
Aribo will score.
Bob, Gia?
I think we might go down 2-1. But as long as it's a 1-goal deficit or a draw would be fantastic.
AK?
I'm agreeing with Bob, Jer. I think 2-1. But I could see us getting a 2 each or 1 each.
All right, that's 3 results you predicted, so you come on and say.
Right, I'm betting both teams to score then.
Okay. Would you take a bridge tomorrow night, Bridge?
Me, I'll go for a 0-0. I would take a bridge. Absolutely. 1-0 for us. Fabulous. But the truth is, 1-0 will do us, whether it's to them or us. But it just brings something back. It gives us a chance at Ibrox, because I think this season our glory games have been at Ibrox for sure. I'm sure of that. So for me, I would go for a 0-0. I think it'll be a 0-0 tomorrow night, which is be unusual for us being in a 0-0 in Europe, that's for sure.
Linda?
Yeah, I think it might be maybe a 2-1 loss, just to bring it back to Ibrox, and I think Kent will score tomorrow night for us.
You're a disappointment, Linda. You're a disappointment.
Sorry, Bridge.
Well, boys and girls, so we've reached that time of the evening. AK, thanks, mate. AKA Benny, thanks.
Not a problem. The honey monster.
Oh dear.
Cheers, Peter.
Thanks for taking my call. Hope you enjoy the game tomorrow night, and I hope you all are smiling after that.
Yeah. And Bob, word for you, mate.
Always an absolute pleasure to come on the show. Sorry I've not seen you for a wee while. I'm not even keeping too great, but I'll be fine. I'll be all right. And good luck to the Jers tomorrow night. It's going, heads held high, do their best. You can't ask anybody to do any more than their best. And I'm quite sure Rangers have been really consistent in Europe this year, and I can see the consistency going on tomorrow night. A good surface to play on, playing against a good team, of course, but in Europe, we're an excellent side as well. So come on, Rangers, do it for us.
Yeah. And a shout out to Christine, who says, come on, the Rangers. Well done, Christine. Over to you, Linda.
Yeah, great show, Ox. Enjoyed being on with good self and Bridge. Great points and great chat as normal. Just Rangers, keep us in the tie. Just do what you've been doing and give us a chance next week. Just go out and do it, Rangers.
I think Mrs. Bridge has crunched up 8 sleeping tablets. Over to Bridge. Over to you.
Once again, it's been as Linda said, it's a fantastic evening. As other guys have said, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm as high as a kite. I might not sleep tomorrow night, or tonight rather, but I'll be there. But can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans here on Rangers Radio, come on, this is the biggest game we've had at Ibrox, and we're going to get to Ibrox. Bring something back for us to fight with. So get in there, Rangers, do the business, and everybody keep it going for the Rangers. You got it, people.
Yeah. One more sleep, Bridge, one more sleep. Oh, there's no comment. Can I
I'm
thank
here. I'm laughing. I can't
Well,
even laugh.
Can I thank Blue Star, Billy, Peter, AK, and of course the one and only Bob G. Thanks to Linda and Bridge for doing the show. Tomorrow night we'll be back pre-match show at 7 o'clock when we'll be joined by the one and only Big Stevie. Thanks for listening. Let's get behind the team. It's time for new heroes. Take it away, Old School Blue.
There were cheers from the crowded congregation as the light blew the merge beneath the stand to the sound of the very latest music that was played by the Govan Borough Band. The excitement was tense, the game was starting as the Rangers kicked off amidst the roar. For the yells and shouts were just terrific when the one and only Glasgow Rangers scored. We'll support no other team but Rangers and follow wherever they may go. So drink a toast to Glasgow's football heroes who play in red, white and blue and Dunmore go. The excitement was tense, the game was starting as the Rangers kicked off amidst the roar. But the yells and shouts were just terrific when the one and only Glasgow Rangers scored. We'll support no other team but Rangers and follow wherever they may go. So drink a toast to Glasgow's football heroes who play in red, white and blue and Dunmore go. Who play in red, white and blue and Dunmore go.